Bounces underneath, easy lay for Howard. As Howard somehow spins that in, plus the foul. Cunningham connects on another three. Boston, good look inside. Howard lays it in. Cunningham connects on a three. Cunningham again. Nice find from McDonald, and Howard lays it in. Shot clock at 3. Finds Howard. Her jumper, sure. Cunningham.
Picture this. Caitlin Clark sits on the bench, frustrated, sidelined for the 7th straight game, but still locked in, cheering her team on. And what she's watching is nothing short of remarkable. The Indiana Fever just notched their 5th straight win, their longest streak in over a decade. They've rocketed up to 5th place in the standings, just 1.5 games out of 2nd. How is this even happening? A team missing its biggest star is supposed to crumble, not catch fire. So how did the Fever dismantle the Seattle Storm? Start with Natasha Howard. She was relentless on both ends, crashing the boards, finishing through contact, and stepping up as the emotional core of the team. Her performance? Historic. She now sits in elite company with Tamika Catchings, Fever royalty. And then there's Sophie Cunningham, energy personified, diving for loose balls, igniting fast breaks, talking nonstop on defense. Her teammates are calling her the firecracker for a reason. This team isn't just surviving, they're thriving. And yeah, I've got the fever.
That's a PNW win! W's in the chat.
W's in the chat.
Oh my gosh. That one just aged me, but we're getting better. Shoot, good win. Win's a win.
A dub is a dub, so keep on rolling.
Here's what most people don't realize about the Fever's current run. This isn't just another regular season game. When Indiana took the court against the Seattle Storm, they weren't just a solid 16-12 team sitting in 6th place. They were in striking distance of the 2nd seed in the playoff race. At this stage of the season, every game carries weight. Every win or loss shifts the playoff picture. With the standings this tight, there's no room for error. Home court advantage is on the line, and the Fever know it.
So you're kind of part of the jumble in the standings where you're 16-12, Seattle 16-12, which a lot of teams kind of game above, game below. Just how important does it make this game and this road trip?
I mean, I think that the situation that we're in right now, every game is important. And, you know, every game that we're playing is there's got to be a sense of urgency. And oftentimes in the second half of the season that happens anyway, but certainly the way that things are with the standings and, you know, opportunities to get wins and get tough wins on the road are important. But, you know, we have to take it one game at a time, and we have to be where our feet are, and we got to attack a great Seattle team.
This West Coast road trip could define the Fever's entire season. With tough matchups looming against Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Minnesota, nothing about this stretch is easy. The stakes? Sky high. A rough trip could knock them out of playoff position altogether. But here's the wild part. Without Caitlin Clark, the Fever have tapped into something unexpected, something powerful. They're not just hanging on. They're playing their best basketball in a decade. 7 straight games without their superstar, and they've gone 9-7 in games she's missed overall. That's not supposed to happen when you lose your top player. But somehow it is.
I think first and foremost, we got a great group of women. You know, they're team first. They pull for one another. They're selfless, and they're capable. And you know, when you have that, it just they've been resilient all year long, and they rally together. They're connected group, and I think that's really important. And we have capable players. You know, we certainly play a little differently without Caitlin on the floor. But the confidence that each one of these women has gotten in the ability to make plays in big moments.
The secret behind the Fever's surge is something every great team learns sooner or later. When one star goes down, everyone else has to rise. Head coach Stephanie White put it best. This team has evolved. What was once a Clark-dependent squad has transformed into a unit that's collectively unstoppable. Aaliyah Boston stepped into the role of facilitator, orchestrating the offense with poise. Kelsey Mitchell brought steady veteran leadership. Natasha Howard embraced the challenge of being a primary scorer. Meanwhile, role players like Ari McDonald injected speed and creativity into the backcourt. And then there's Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall, bringing relentless energy, grit, and fire every time they step on the floor. This team didn't just adjust, they leveled up.
The depth that we have, so that you really never can key on one or two players. We've got multiple players that can step up and have big games for us. I think it makes us more balanced on the offensive end, and the versatility that we have defensively has been big for us. And so, I think this group's been resilient. They've come together. They're playing really well together, and they play for each other. And you really can't discount how important that is when you're playing for the person beside you.
Coach Stephanie White calls Caitlin Clark's absence a blessing in disguise because it forced the rest of the roster to step up and discover their roles. Without relying on one star, the Fever have developed a more balanced offense, sharper ball movement, and newfound defensive versatility. Now, they're a nightmare to scout because on any given night, anyone can beat you. This 5-game win streak is no fluke. It's proof that Indiana has championship-level depth. And when Clark returns to this improved, battle-tested squad, they won't just be good, they'll be dangerous. Think about it. A team already winning without its best player, then you add that player back in? That's the formula for a title run. And while the whole team stepped up, one explosive performance stole the spotlight, earning a nickname that perfectly captures her impact.
Seattle Storm team, second best defensive rating in the league, but you've been able to find some shots and spots so far today. How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, they're heavy in the paint. We have great post players and they have to cover them. Seattle's a great defensive team. They're long, they're athletic, but the weak side's wide open. So as long as we keep the ball popping, I think we're going to find nice shots.
Sophie Cunningham just lit up Seattle like it was the 4th of July. But what makes her performance truly jaw-dropping is what most people don't know. Coming into the game, Cunningham had been on fire from beyond the arc, shooting lights out all month. In fact, she was the hottest three-point shooter in the league throughout July.
Gabby Williams storms inside, can't finish it, follows it up into the arms of Bibby, just signed for the rest of the season by Indiana. Been a perfect fit at the stretch 4. Cunningham connects on a 3.
And you just look at her frame, 6'6" and super long.
Cunningham connects on another 3.
In the Fever's win over Seattle, the entire team went ice cold from 3, except for one player, Sophie Cunningham. The rest of the roster? 0 for 7 from deep. Not a single triple. Now imagine that pressure. Your team can't hit from beyond the arc, and you're the only one keeping the offense alive from long range. That's not just clutch, that's championship-level mental toughness. Cunningham rose to the moment. She knocked down 4 threes, poured in a season-high 17 points in 33 minutes, and shot a blistering 5 of 6 from the field, including 4 of 5 from downtown. While everyone else was searching for answers, she became the engine that kept the Fever's offense running.
You brought it up before, though, and to Noe there, double overtime game and then a day game today. Cunningham again! Sophie Cunningham, 3 for 3 from deep. Mitchell and Boston would combine for that. You'd never think this would be the score. Cunningham again! Sophie Cunningham has tied her season high, 16 points.
Come in with confidence, and she has certainly been that from the jump of this game.
Her teammates knew they had just witnessed something special. After the game, Natasha Howard took to social media and called Sophie Cunningham a firecracker. And honestly, the nickname couldn't be more fitting. Cunningham explodes exactly when her team needs it most, bringing energy, intensity, and that crucial spark that lights up the rest of the squad.
It shows the growth that we've had as a team, because early in the season we were just so inconsistent, and if teams were to do that, we would normally lose those games, but it just shows that we're getting closer, we're trusting each other, and I think that's the biggest part, is trusting and knowing that we can win those games even if they go on runs.
The numbers behind Sophie Cunningham's red-hot July make one thing clear. She's emerging as a top contender for 6th Player of the Year. She's scored in double figures in 8 of her last 10 games. And with Caitlin Clark sidelined, she stepped into the starting lineup and proved she belongs there for good. Her clutch shooting has been the glue holding the Fever's offense together during critical moments, keeping them alive when things could have unraveled. Aaliyah Boston credited Cunningham's perimeter presence for opening up space inside, while Kelsey Mitchell, despite a tough shooting night, praised her impact down the stretch, saying, "She facilitated for us offensively when we needed it most." Cunningham isn't just filling in, she's changing games.
It's been a lot of ups and downs in the WNBA this season. To take care of business in a winning streak like this, what does that sort of say about how this team's come together?
Yeah, Seattle's a great team, great team, and it's hard to play here. And so we knew that. We knew that they just came off kind of a bad loss against LA. And so they were hungry for a win. But for us, it's not about other teams. It's about our standard. It's about stacking the days. And I think that where our mental's at as a team and as individuals, we're in a really good spot. And, it's not going to be easy moving forward. But I think today we stayed true to the scout. We trusted the offense. Kelsey has been having a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch. And it just shows that everyone has something to give, even if your scoring's not going to be there. But I don't know, I'm just proud of our team, and I'm proud that we stacked today.